Hello students, welcome to Web Studies, and today we will be covering Newton's laws of motion JEE style problems explained. Fine, which is from the chapter laws of motion. So let us understand the concept first. There are basically three laws of motion given by Newton. The first one is the Newton's first law, second law and third law is there. So in first law, which is known as the law of inertia, it says that moving object will keep moving as well as the object which are at rest will stay at rest until and unless we apply an unbalanced force. Fine. Similarly, if we look at the second law of motion, it is expressed that F is equal to ma, where F is force, m is mass and a is acceleration. It says that more force means more acceleration and more mass means less acceleration. Fine. Now, third law of motion. It says that to every action there is an equal and opposite reaction, and it is known as action reaction. So, if an object exerts a force on another object, the second exerts an equal and opposite force on the first. So, only this much was there in the concept part, and now we need to solve problem. This is the first type of question that is asked for JEE Mains. So in this question, it is said that suppose a bike with a rider on it having a total mass of 63 kg breaks and reduces its velocity from 8.5 meter per second to 0 meter per second in 3 seconds. Then what is the magnitude of this braking force? Fine. So we have the combined mass of bike and rider here. Let's name it as small m, which is equal to 63 kgs. Fine. Apart from it, we have the initial velocity. Uh, let's write initial velocity as u, which is equal to 8.5 meter per second. We have final velocity v, which is 0 meter per second. Fine. Now, by the second law of motion, net force acting on a body, we can write it as F is equal to mass into a acceleration. Acceleration is nothing but velocity by time. So mv we can say by t. So let's write it as v1 velocity, since we have taken v as 0 meter per second. So let's not confuse for that. Mass into velocity is called momentum, which is represented as p. So momentum is equal to mass into velocity. So it will be p upon t, and also we can write change in momentum by change in time. Okay, let us first calculate the change in momentum in this case. So del p, it will be equal to, we have mass as 63, fine, into v minus u, we will do final minus initial momentum, or we can write simply, we can, to understand, m into v minus m into u, which will be equal to m into v minus u. This is equal to 63 into v is 0 minus, we will have 8.5. So the change in momentum which we are gonna get is 63 into minus 8.5 we will get. Fine. Now change in time, it is given 3 seconds. For 0.5 to 0 meter per second, time required is 3 seconds. So change in time is 3. seconds. Fine. Let us now substitute the values and get the force, basically the magnitude of force. So F will be equal to 63 into minus of 8.5 divided by 3. And if we calculate this, we are going to get minus of 178.5 Newton. Now what is this minus sign? This minus sign denotes the negative direction of force, basically, since this bike is coming to rest from motion. Fine. So I hope you understood this question. Let's move to the next type of question which is asked. Fine. So in this question, we have been given a wooden block of mass 5 kg which rests on a soft horizontal floor. When an iron cylinder of mass 25 kg is placed on the top of the block, the floor yields and the block and the cylinder together go down with an acceleration 0.1 meter per second. We need to find the action force of the system on the floor is equal to. Fine. So let us first draw the free body diagram, which is very important for these type of questions. So we have a wooden block upon which we have a iron cylinder, something like this. So this is the diagram. This block is 5 kg. Fine. This iron cylinder is 25 kg. Fine. And it is going together with an downward acceleration of 0.1 meter per second square. So if we take this as system, we are easily gonna get at the downward direction, we will get mg, that is mg, and at the upward direction we will get normal reaction. Fine. So this m will be equal to the mass of cylinder plus the block, m1 plus m2, which will be equal to 25 plus 5, that is 30 kg. Fine. Total mass is 30 kg and acceleration due to gravity, if nothing is given, just take the value of acceleration due to gravity as 9.1 meter per second square. Acceleration of the system is given as 0.1 meter per second square. So the weight of the system, which is equal to mg, the weight of the system will be 30 into 9.8, which will be equal to 294 Newton. Fine. Therefore, net force F net, which will be acting, is total mass, that is m, into acceleration, it will be 30 kg into 0.1. This will be equal to 3 Newton. Fine. So now we can write the, basically we can write the action force on the system of the floor. So action force on the system of the floor, we can refer to this as F dash, action force. Therefore, this will be equal to W minus F net. Fine. So W was 294, whereas F net was 3. So 294 minus 3, which will be equal to 291 Newton. So action force of the system on the floor will be equal to 291 Newton, which is option 3 is the correct answer. And to be noted, this is a question which is a PYQ of JEE Main. Fine. Now let's move to the another question. This was also asked in JEE Main. So it is a vector based question. So in this question, a body of 4 kg mass experiences two forces F1 and F2 which are given in vector form. We need to find acceleration of the body. So firstly, let us find the net force. F net. Let's represent it as Fn. So this will be equal to F1 plus F2. So we will just add I cap with I cap, J cap with J cap and K cap with K cap. Fine. So if we add both of them, we are gonna get 8 I cap plus 4 J cap plus we are gonna get 4 K cap. So F net we have got. Now by second law of motion, we know that force is equal to mass into acceleration. Fine. So acceleration will be equal to force upon mass. And here force is F net. So Fn we will write. Fine. So acceleration equal to 8 I cap plus 4 J cap plus 4 K cap by mass is given in the question as 4 kg. Therefore, on solving this, we are going to get 2 I cap plus J cap plus K cap, which will be the correct answer. So let's match in the option. Option C will be the correct answer of this. Fine. Now let us solve one more type of question. This question was also asked in JEE Main. It is a PYQ and this is a graph based question. So we need to prepare for graph based questions too. Let's read the question. A wooden block initially at rest on the ground is pulled by a force which increases linearly with time t. Which of the following curve best describes the acceleration of the block with time? Fine. So four curves are given. Let us first draw the situation. Let's say that this is a floor and this be the wooden block. This is the floor. Let's say it is of mass m and we apply a horizontal force F. So by second law of motion, we know that F will be equal to mass into acceleration and therefore acceleration will be equal to F by m, and it is said that it is pushed by a force which is increases linearly with time t. Fine. So let's say F is equal to kt. K is any constant for breaking the proportionality since F is directly proportional to time as it is given in the question. Fine. So kt by m. Therefore, if we compare acceleration versus time, we are going to get the coefficient as k by m, which says that it will be a linear line passing through the origin as it is of the form y equal to mx. So let us match. Option 1 cannot be correct. Option 2 is correct. Let's match 3. It is also not passing through the origin. And this is not linear, option 4. So this will also be incorrect. Therefore, option 2 is the correct answer. Fine. So these were some of the questions. And these are the 4 main types which are asked in JEE Main from this chapter. So I hope you understood this whole concept and thank you.